So the topic for tonight. Now here we go. This has been the issue, talking about the types of 100% VA disability compensation ratings. Okay, types of 100%. All right, because people say there's 3, people say there's 5, people say there's 10. There's only 4, and any other fall under these 4 categories. And they have different, they're related to each other in different ways. For example, a temporary 100% and 100% permanent total, the first 2, they are both scheduler ratings, meaning you actually have 100% total rating, but only one of them is permanent, and that's the 100% PNT, where the temporary 100% is temporary. You get for such thing as prostate cancer, if you stay in the hospital for 21 days, if you get out of the military with a mental health rating, that's a type of what they call it, stabilizing rating. So you'll have 100% for a year after you get out the military. You be in the mental health ward for a mental health rating that you're service connected for 6 months. You're going to automatically get 100% rating for that mental health for a year. Okay, but these are temporary. You got to make them permanent. So temporary 100%. If you get a knee replacement, you get a temporary 100%. And there are many others that, those are just a few. 100% permanent total, we talk about that. That's just straightforward. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. That means your rating is permanent, it's not likely to improve, meaning it's static, and it's total. You're paid at the 100% rate. Now let's then they have the third one, which is IU, which is a form of unemployability, and that's individual unemployability, and it's temporary. Now it shares temporary status with 100%. Temporary 100%, the first one. But the difference with it is not a scheduler rating. Unemployability ratings are not schedular. You're like either 60, 70, 80, or 90%, but you're paid at 100% rate. All right. So this one, IU, individual unemployability, is temporary, the third one. The fourth type of 100% is TDIU, total disability unemployability. It is permanent in nature, like 100% PNT, but it's not total. You're another rating like 60, 70, 80, or 90, paid at 10% rate. It don't matter because you get the same benefits as somebody that's 100% PNT. All right. I hope that was clear for y'all, because now let's see what he said about the card. If you type in Military Star Card, the application is there. Type in Military Star Card, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, you need to apply for it. Oh, my credit this, and don't be worried about that. Go ahead and file that thing. File it. Go file for that Military Star credit card. Do that. Now, those are the 4 types. Anybody that's not clear on what we're saying here. So if you have a type of temporary 100%, it's going to fall under the first, number 1. Whether it be you was in the hospital for 21 days and they gave you 100% while you was in the hospital, it's going to fall under that. All right. Now, family. Now, this is what they had, and I thank Alaskan Ice for bringing this up, because I kept seeing different things. She helped clarify this for me. In the lawyers, Kirkpatrick, they were implying that it was a fifth 100% type of 100%, but it's not, because special monthly compensation, that's what they were saying. And I guess they were just talking, maybe, they are lawyers, and I don't know, they get a lot right, but maybe not, they're not getting this right. Special monthly compensation you can only get if you are 100%. So it's not a type of 100% because it is the prerequisite to get it is 100%. Okay. Now, in most cases, now you can get it, I think, for somebody. So is it a type of 100%? No. It's extra money in addition to your 100%. Now let's see what our brother say. He's in the house. Brother John Thompson say, hello, H-Town vet and everyone. My VA meds had me knocked out. Just woke up. It's all good, baby. We here. Now, we got started late. We just started 47 minutes ago. Charleston Zimmer say, good evening, John Thompson. Yes, indeed. Then we got Kevin Colbert Sr. say, John Thompson, evening, brother. Do y'all see how we're keeping about between 18 and 20 people in the chat? What, 17 and 20 people in the chat? Come on now, because we here supporting each other. Then we got Love says, hello, John Thompson. And then we have Coasty say, hey, John Thompson. Y'all know how important this is. Do you know people, when they're watching it recorded, they be putting in the chat, hello, I'm here, I'm this person, and I'm Army. Or they be answering the questions that we say. Yeah, this makes people interact. Now, Alaska Knight says, John Thompson, hello. Betty Bob says, good evening, John Thompson. So remember, it's not a type of 100% to get special monthly compensation. It's extra scheduler. They were kind of wording it, but it's extra scheduler. There are only 4 types of 100%. A temporary 100%, 100% permanent total, 100% TDIU, and 100% IU, individual unemployability. Come on now. My brother, I've been thinking, I thought about you today, brother. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Good to see Thumper. Everybody, he said, howdy. Come on, I feel so good. Y'all show love to Brother Thumper. I missed you, brother. I really have. Now, evening, love. This is from John Thompson. Evening, love. Charleston Zimmerman, Kevin Colbert, Alaskan Ice, Coasted, Betty Bops, and Thumper. Yes. Brother Charleston say, howdy, Thumper. And then Coasted say, hey, Thumper. And Love says, hello, Thumper. See, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of y'all been coming, y'all been doing things, y'all come back, some of y'all been sick, some of y'all been busy doing other things, and it's so good to see that people coming in when they have a time, and I appreciate y'all for doing so. Alaska Knight say, hello, Thumper. And Betty Bob say, hi, Thumper. Thumper brings a lot of energy to the live streams. He's always, when we were getting started, he kept it going, and I really appreciate it. All right, MGS. Yeah, say hello, Thumper. Now, understand what you know about that Thumper, that Military Star credit card. Did you ever get one? Because we talking about that. Do you think it's a good idea? Tell us what you think, because I know you recently retired. Our brother recently retired from the military army, I think. Now, understand, it's not special monthly compensation. It's not a type of 100% because it's not based on the severity of your condition. They look at the big picture. What does the scheduler ratings, whether they're unemployability, a temporary 100% or TDI or 100% permanent total, what don't they give you? What extra stuff do you need? What extra help you need? They look at the big picture, so it's not based on your severity level of your condition. That's why it's not a type 100%. Now remember, scheduler ratings, so you'll understand. See, I have to break these concepts down because they can be confusing because they have overlap between different 100%. Some of them are temporary, some of them are permanent. Some of them are scheduler, some of them are not scheduler. All right? So when it's scheduler, what do we mean by that? We're saying that either you have a 0% rating, your conditions add up to 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100. Scheduler ratings are between 0 and 100%. Scheduler ratings. So this is what you actually are. You're not paid at 100%. You're actually 100%. You're not paid at 30%. You are actually 30%. All right? That's your actual rating. For example, somebody that's unemployable, they might file for unemployability when they were 70%. So their actual scheduler rating is 70%, even though they might be TDIU and paid at the 100% rate. Their scheduler rating would be that either 60, 70, 80, or 90, and they're paid at the 100. I hope that makes sense what scheduler ratings mean. See, that's why we're going to break it down here, family. Now, here's another thing. When it comes to scheduler ratings, some scheduler ratings are temporary, like the temporary 100%, and some scheduler ratings are permanent. And remember, scheduler rating mean what percentage you actually are. All right? So you can actually be 100%, but it's temporary when you have a temporary 100%. Okay? I think I got everybody speaking to our brother. Now, so remember that. I know some people that got out of the military recently, like I say, pre-stabilization rating, they got their 100% temporary for PTSD. So that's a temporary 100%. They're going to get reevaluated. I would suggest they go in and file, get more evidence and get an exam showing that their condition is permanent. Have a symptom at the 100% rate, at least one. Go to an outside doctor. Whatever condition you have, make sure every condition, all conditions don't have a 100% rating. What's the highest you can get for your back? Can you get 100% for your back? I think you can. Can you get 100% for, what's the one? Your ankle, you can only get up to 20%. You can get a 10 or 20%. So all conditions don't go up to 100%. But we're talking about scheduler ratings. So when you have a temporary rating, it's not protected. A permanent rating has some levels of protection, a lot of protection, to be honest. Now, let's talk about this concept of unemployability. Unemployability, so we talked about scheduler rating. Now we're going to talk about unemployability because it deals with two types of 100%. When we're talking about that, they're unemployable. They meet certain requirements, okay? So you already have a 60% rating, maybe, or higher. So what do you mean? Either 60, so that means your scheduler rating is a 60%. So you got a 60, 70, 80, or 90, right? There's certain requirements. But to get this, you have to have at least a 60% rating. One condition has to be rated 60%. This is the first way of unemployability. So if a veteran the veteran is eligible to file a claim for unemployability. All right? If one service-connected disability is rated at 60% or higher. And when we say or higher, between 60 and 90, because if it's 100%, you ain't got nothing to worry about anyway. That means that's a schedule 100%. You don't need this. So you get this, you could either get individual unemployability, IU, or if you apply, you might get a permanent one, TDIU, total disability individual unemployability. You could get either with this method. All right. To even apply to put on the application, you have to have at least one condition that's 60%. All right. If it's 70% or higher, that's good. PTSD could be 70%. Mental health or other ones could be 70%. Good. But if it's your back and you're 60% for your back, that's all you need. And they'll pay you. If you win, you'll still be let's say you have PTSD. So let's follow what I'm saying. And you have 70% for PTSD, which I did. I was 70%, but through individual unemployability, I was paid at the 100% rate. Okay? Now, if they would have gave me 100% TDIU, that's another form of unemployability. It falls under this. I would have still been 70% paid at the 100% rate. But when I got the 100% IU, the temporary, when I filed for permanent total, I eventually got it. So now I'm 100% scheduler. All right. Now, so that's the first type of unemployability. Now, let me see what our brother is saying there. Now, let's talk about the other type of way to qualify for unemployability. Now, our brothers say, if a veteran can jump like that, would never get 100%. Did you hear that? Let me ask you this here. Let me ask you, look, he say they can jump. Let me ask this here. What if their condition is not physical? What if it's mental and they can jump like that? Huh? Would that be okay? And what if they're jumping and it's dangerous the way they're jumping? That could be a mental health defect, right? But you're right. If they talk about they got a back problem jumping like that, nah, that ain't working. You start doing cartwheels in the examination room. Now look what our brother say. I just did my paperwork for TDIU with my lawyer. Who in here used a lawyer to get your TDIU paperwork, that 100% TDIU paperwork completed for unemployability? Let us know. Or to go for your 100% permanent total. Now they ain't gonna help you with that, because if you already 100%, well, they might help you with that. They might. I'm sorry. Now, family, let us continue. That's what it is under 60%. Now we're gonna do what it is under 70%. Before we do that, we're gonna get our wonderful brother Thumper say, evening family. I've been in and out. I've checked in and gave a thumbs up on your lives, but didn't speak. I know you be here. He said, I have a star card. It used to be called something else back in the day. That's what I was telling them. The brother said it was something about a payment plan, but I don't know if that's the same as the star card. I don't know, brother. Y'all know better than me, because I got it now. But get it, it'll be a good thing to have. Don't close it out. You can have them ship stuff to your house. And when you get them Apple computers, do you have to pay taxes on them? I forget about, I don't think I had to pay no taxes on them. But they won't reduce the price, because they will not reduce the price when you buy them on the basis, because Apple have set price. You just don't pay no taxes, sales taxes on them on the base. I think you do pay sales tax if you buy stuff in the commissary, because they're run by a different organization. And Kevin Colbert-C say, evening Thumper. Now, so dealing with unemployability, let's say, what are the requirements if you have a rating of 70%? This is how it works for 70%. Smash that like button, family, as you come in. When it comes to 70, now this time, can we use it against them, brother Zimmerman? He jumped on a spring to get all the way up there this time. Now, veterans with 2 or more service connections, the requirement is different. If you don't have one that meets that's 60%, you can't apply for unemployability. The only other way you can do it, if veteran with 2 or more service-connected disabilities are eligible to file a claim for unemployability if at least one of these disability is rated at 40% or higher. So you don't have to do the 60% if you have one that's rated at 40%, but it add up to at least 70%, you can file for unemployability. So if you haven't done that, please do that, family. So love say, have everyone heard of, what is that? CUQ card or Q card? I don't know what that is. Tell us what it is. Now, Thumper said, in the commissary, they call it a service charge. Okay, because it's run by somebody different. They still reasonable with their prices. But when you do anything like you buy something at the exchange, you don't pay no taxes. So if they got it at the same price, some stuff you can get in the commissary, like plates and paper towel, you can go, if they're the same price in the exchange, it's cheaper because you ain't gonna have to pay no taxes in the exchange. Come on, family. Now, so those are two ways to get unemployability. Now let us continue, family. Here's the form. If you have, who in here, Kevin Colbert Sr., you say you applied. Who are here that have one condition that's 60%, or you have more than one condition and one at least 40%, and they add up to 70%? Who in here have that but haven't filed yet? You haven't filed for your unemployability. If not, why? Let us know. So he said, I do. So what, you have at least what? I think you say yours is 90. Do you have one? I don't care who you are. Let's look at it like this here, family. Who in here has one condition that's at least 60% by itself, 60 to 90%? You could have more conditions, but who in here at least have one condition that's 60% or higher? Let us know. Put 60% in the chat. If you have one condition, you might be 100% already, but do you have at least one condition that's 60% or higher? So he say, Kevin Colbert Sr., he has 70% for mental health. I had 70% for mental health. So Rose City D say he has one that's 70%. You can file under that rule for unemployability, the one for 60%, because you have one that's at least 60% or more. If you're not 100%, you can file for unemployability. Anybody else? And he says for mental health. Okay. Yes, 70%, because yes, indeed. I was 70% for mental health. And when I filed for unemployability, I got it. I was still 70%. Then I filed for 100% permanent total, and they gave it to me. Now, Love H-Town, it's the Q card. Okay. Okay. What's the benefit of it? Now, we talked about unemployability. Now let's talk about temporary and total when we're dealing with 100%. All right. So we're talking about the different concepts. We're going at it a different way today. Permanent or temporary? Let's talk about it. Now, temporary ratings first. When we're dealing with temporary ratings, it don't matter whether they schedule it or not. If it's temporary, it's just temporary. What makes it temporary? There's a likelihood that condition may improve. So if that's the case, the requirements are different for each one. But with temporary 100%, that you have it for a certain time period. After that time period or event, you had the prostate surgery, then you lose it. You had a knee replacement, or you had mental health, you was in a mental health hospital for a year, that's a time period. Or you had some event, a surgery that changed the situation. That's a temporary 100%. That when improvement happens, you lose it. That's what makes it temporary. Individual unemployability works a little different. They're going to check your improvement about every 3 to 5 years through a VA exam, a compensation and pension exam. That's the way it works there. Now, permanent. Now we just talked about temporary. Now we're going to talk about permanent. But before I do that, let me ask my brother's statement, see what he's talking about. He said, I spoke to you a while back, H-Town, about IU. 70% mental health, still hoping to get 100% permanent total. You need to file for, first you need to file for unemployability only if you are not working, okay? Don't file for unemployability while you're working, because the first, one of the questions they're gonna ask toward the bottom of the form, when is the last day you work? And if you put in there, I'm still working, they're gonna say, well, how is he unemployable? How is she unemployable? Talk to me, family. Now you can get 100% permanent total and you still working, and if they evaluate your condition and say it's that bad, But unemployability is based on being unemployed. He say, still hoping to get, yeah, first we want to get you paid at the 100% rate if you're not working. So let us know if you're still working. But you don't have to, because we don't want you to put your business out in the street. Hold on. Not sure, H-Town. The card was sent to me with the ATM, no retailers take it. It was asking if anyone else had it. Yeah, what do you do with it? Have you ever purchased something with it? Is it from the military? Because you might be able to get some. You should be able to get that dependent card where you go on that base and do all that stuff. Now, let us continue, family. Let us know, love. Permanent. One of them is permanent and total. Okay? So two of the type 100% are permanent. One 100% permanent total is permanent and total, and we talked about what that means. That means if it's permanent, it's static, meaning static, not like showing no change or progress, stuck in the same place. Persist at least 5 years, permanent and not expected to improve. They don't expect to improve. That's the key thing. So that's what makes it permanent. So that's the key thing, okay? So 100% permanent total is permanent, but it's also total because you're paid at the 100% rate. It's not based on unemployability, okay? Which is okay because you still can get paid if you have a permanent. But the other permanent rating is total disability individual unemployability. It is permanent. It's a permanent rating. However, it's not a total rating because you either 60, 70, 80, 90% paid at the 100% rate, but it's permanent, meaning you get all the benefits. You just get a work restriction, sheltered environment. And if you do work, it has to be under the poverty level. No restriction for 100% permanent total like that, though. Now, remember, when you are either 100% permanent total or TDIU, you get benefits for your dependents. That's the key things for having a permanent status. You get education and training through the Chapter 35 educational benefits for permanent status for your dependents, of course, and CHAMP VA healthcare for your dependents. Now, remember, permanent don't mean that it can never be reduced. If you submitted false evidence, if you open up a new claim, they might go in there and reevaluate your 100% permanent total and may reduce it, may not reevaluate it if you open a new claim. You've had it less than 20 years, your 100% permanent total, it can be reduced. No proof of status. If you didn't keep your paperwork and they say, you know what, we don't have nothing showing you permanent total. Y'all gave me the letter. They said, well, where's it? And you don't have your award letter. I've seen this happen to people. Law change. If they change the law on the year that you're getting your 100% permanent total, you might fall under the new law, which may be different if they change the law. Miss CMP exam. So they send you for a re-examination. You say, I'm 100% permanent total. I'm not going to it. And you don't go, and they take away your permanent total status. And that affects, it would depend on what state you're in, your property tax. That affects your Chapter 35 benefits for your dependents, the educational benefits, and the CHAMP VA healthcare benefits. So you need to take this very serious. Other things, if you are incarcerated, and we did say if the VA error, like they make an error and re-examine you when they don't supposed to, because you didn't open up no claim. False evidence. And I'm not discouraging people from opening claim. Sometimes it's beneficial, especially for the PACT Act and Special Compensation. Watch our video, 100% permanent total, the factors affecting 100% permanent total. Yes, indeed. Now, here's the thing, and this is what I've been wanting to show y'all for a while. Look, veteran status and benefits. It's important that you get your discharge. If you don't have a discharge of honorable discharge, you need to get upgraded, because you might be a disabled vet, because they're letting people with less than honorable discharges get benefits now, especially those that were in the LGBT community, and back in the day they was kicked out the military. But that ain't enough. They need to also fight to get their status upgraded. Say, hey, this is back in the day when they wasn't allowing gays, but they passed this law now that giving us the right to benefits. But they need to also change our status, because now they saying that was wrong what they did to us. So correct that. That being the case, now listen to me. If you're able to get that corrected, now you qualify for state benefits, because the first thing at the state level, see, you end up qualifying for federal benefits because you might have a less than honorable discharge, but because they still give you 100% and everything, but they may not let you get any benefits at the state level, because the first thing any state wants is what from you? Everybody in here, tell me if y'all know, what's the first thing when you apply for state benefits, like the tax exemption on your house, disabled veteran tags? What is the first thing the state or local government asks you for? What document do they want from you? Put it in the chat, family. I want to put it in the chat. If you know, put in the chat. What's the first thing they want from you? Do they want your military star card? Huh? Do they want one of your military hats? No. Kevin Colbert Sr. nailed it. DD 214. And what are they looking for on that DD 214? MGS say DD 214. Betty Bob say DD 214. Thumper say they want to see your rating letter. Okay, yeah, but he's right. I should have been more clear. I apologize, Thumper. What do initially, before they see your rating letter, what do they need from you? Even if you have 100% that you can get the tax exemption, or you got 30% or whatever's needed for that program. Somebody said it. An honorable discharge status. Usually they want an honorable discharge. The federal government, they say, long as it's not dishonorable. So they trick you with it. They'll take, at the federal level, when you apply for VA compensation, they might let you go to the VA hospital, get buried in the federal cemetery. They may let you get your VA compensation benefits if you what? If you have a general under honorable conditions. So let's read this. Veteran status is very important. Make sure so sisters say honorable. Yes, indeed. Now they might work with you at the state level, but most of the time they want that. Now listen to what Love say. I found out the VA award letter is important to get state benefits. Yes, so this is the two things you need. Your DD 214. Y'all tell me other things, so I may forget it. DD2, you need your DD 214 whenever you're trying to get any state veteran benefits. DD 214 and your award letter showing your percentage rate. What else do you need, family? Did I leave something out? Now, MGS say award letter also can see your permanent total status. Yes, indeed. Let me go get some water, family. I'll be right back, okay? Let me go get some water. Now look at this. Short and long term, short form and long form. Tell us about that. What, I forget what that is. Tell me what that is, Brother Kevin. Thank y'all for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Now, Kevin Colbert, oh, you talking about the short form DD214 and the long form. That's right. DD214 has long form and short form. I have my original form. The original usually is the long form. Am I correct? Now, Randy Moore said, good night. All the back, the old back is going out on me. Okay, we'll pray for you, Randy Moore. Good to hear from you. Now, Betty Bob say, good night, Randy Moore. Then we have Love say, nobody here has a QC card issued to them. I don't know what that is. Love say, good night, Randy. MGS say, I've never heard of it, Love, neither have I. And MGS say, salute, Randy. Yes, indeed. Alaskan, smash that like button if you haven't. We doing good. We got 21 likes in here. Say good night, Randy. Now let's see, this is key. Okay, anybody in here retired? Put RM in the chat if you're a retired military. RM. If you're still in here, put RM in the chat. Now, veteran status. A former service member must have had active duty military, naval, air, space, active duty service, and a discharge or release from that service under conditions other than dishonorable. So, okay, here we go. Last night said good night. Okay, now, Brother Thumper is retired military. He's RM, retired military. Here's the thing. Be careful out there, Thumper, okay? Because they could call you back in active duty to take your retirement away. You've heard of that before? That's unfair, but they can do that. They've done that to people. Like they was trying to convict a man of a crime, and they couldn't do it at the state level or with the other part of the government. So they just put him in the military. He had to put his uniform back on. Hadn't been in the military for 5 or 6 years, and they took him to trial through the military court. Crazy. Now he said the Q card is like an ATM card, but no retailers will take it. Where do you use it at then? Look, he say stop. Yes, brother, go look it up. We'll talk about some of the people that they've called back to active duty. So you got to be real careful. That's real sad that he say, yeah, so you got to be real careful how you move, brother. Okay? Because they'll try to call you back to active duty. Matter of fact, I'll pull the video up. I'm not trying to upset you. I just saw it. I didn't know it. He say, I have not heard of that. That's crazy. Yes, indeed. Dome said, did he do this crime before or after getting out? He did it afterward. They said I think he murdered his wife, but they couldn't get him under the regular court system. They didn't have enough evidence. But with the military court, they could question him in another way, that they can't do in the civilian world. And I think that was the case. I'm gonna pull up. I hope that's what it was about. I'm gonna pull it up. Very interesting case. Very interesting case. They took a retired man who hadn't been in the military. He barely fit in his uniform. This really happened. Something not related to his military service. Come on, family. We're going to do a live stream on this here. That's why y'all come to H-Town Fair. I be sitting up, and when I see something, it catches me. I just happen to come across. I say, what? I said, nah, this can't be true. And it was true. I saw that dude on a military base. They had a camera on him, and he just looking around in a military uniform, and that man been retired for some years. I have to see, did he commit the crime while he was on base? I don't think so. Now, honorable. Now, here's some of the, if y'all can think of any other type of discharges, let us know. And you can find this on your VA code sheet, right? Now, character of discharge. So this is what's important when you're trying to get any benefits from the VA, if you're trying to get any state benefits, the character of discharge describes how a service member was released from military and from the military and whether it was under honorable conditions. All right. Appears on the DD2 form 214. That's not the form here. Which is an official document that also includes the reason for separation. That's the key thing, the reason for separation. You could either have an honorable, under honorable conditions, which is in general. You could have under other than honorable conditions, a bad conduct discharge, a dishonorable discharge, and an uncharacterized discharge. I forgot what the uncharacterized discharge is. Now listen to what our brother say here. Brother Charleston say, I was told in my security clearance after honorable discharge up to 7 years can call back to active duty with the federal government. Yes, you have 7 years. Even though you get out the military, you may not be ready reserve, but you're reserved. You still reserved. They can call you back up. They was calling people back further back than that. They was calling people that have been retired for 5 or 10 years, calling them to active duty. Thumper say that should be criminal for that process to happen. That's why we're going to go over that. I didn't mean to upset you, my brother, but we're going to go over that because I didn't know that y'all didn't know that. I said, nah, this ain't true. And when I saw that guy on the military base going into military JAG court, JAG, right? Huh? And I said, this is no joke. Now, a medical discharge is not on your, I don't think that's not a type of discharge that's going to be negative or positive. These are ones that affect you being able to get the benefits. Medical discharge are the benefits that you are getting. So that's a good thing. Medical discharge is usually under honorable conditions. Now we're going to check out for VA law. While we do that, any other questions? He say, okay, MGS, any questions, concerns, let us know. What do y'all think about? What do y'all think about what we just said there? Y'all think that's, we're going to definitely have to go over that after we do military S trauma. We definitely going to have to go over that. We definitely have to do that. And now we're going to do an update on the VA law family. See, we didn't take that long tonight. We've been having barn burners, haven't we? We've been in here for a long time. So let's check out the VA law update. And y'all tell me what's going on with y'all. What things on your mind? What questions do you have? We there now. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't what I was looking for. This is Love's favorite. Any VA law change? Nope, not since December 18, 2024. They just didn't move nowhere after that. Come on, family, talk to us. Now let's see what they say. Thumper said, I remember when they were kidnapping, drafting, recalling retiree service members when the war on terror kicked off. Yes, indeed. Now you say a Q card is some type of access card. Okay. Love tells us. Kevin Colbert Sr. say never heard of it. Now, I haven't heard of it neither, but I'm glad you brought it up. I think I heard something about a Q card. Now we have Kevin Colbert Sr. say cold game where they can call you back in. We're going to see if we have any Doge updates. We're going to check in there, okay? We're going to get to, when we get to the regular news, yes, we want to hear what y'all say. My favorite New laws, no loot laws. He said, Dougie updates. We gonna see. We gonna see. He's talking to Fox. Dougie talks. Now, what do y'all think of that? Do y'all, wait, who knew about that? Let us know if you knew that they could call you back to active duty to court martial you about something that happened outside the military. Who know that? Who knew that? I'm trying to pull something up here. That was a month ago. Give me a second here. All right, family, we're going to be putting it up here in a second. Now, that is right. Love. Any Vietnam veterans here, they may know. Yes, indeed. Now, Charleston Zimmerman say, I knew 7 years recall. I knew they had up to 7 years to recall you, yes. But I think with the war on terror, didn't they call people back, Thumper? Didn't they call people back even after 7 years? Or I don't know. Let me know. I thought they did. I say, I didn't know that, but that's wild. I'm gonna get the video. It's gonna take me a minute, but we're gonna do it after the other one we do on MST trauma. Now, so that was the law update. There was none. Now we're gonna do the news. Are y'all ready for the news, family? That we're gonna try to find if we got something to talk about when it comes to Doge, right? All right, we're gonna do that. But first we're gonna get into wait for it. Brother Zimmerman, are you ready for it? Can you handle it, Brother Zimmerman? You seem like you get emotional when we mention his name. Huh? This man is our leader for the VA. The man of the hour. You understand? You know who he is. You know who he is. Say his name, Dougie. Say his name. It's time for Dougie Talks. This man has been spitting hot fire, telling us the truth. Now let's see what our brother John said. He say, a VSO told me that after 2 or 3 years of a veteran being on IU, the VA usually upgraded to permanent total. They may, but you most likely have to request it. Now, Thumper says, have you heard that the Marines are talking about getting rid of saving profiles? No, they can't do that because that would be discriminatory against black people, black men, I mean, particularly because other men have the skin rash, but it affects at least 60% of us, 51, over half of us. I think that would be unfair. Because if you're born with a condition, what can you do? That's my opinion, though. You know, everybody entitled to their opinion. That's just me. Maybe I'm biased because I'm black, but I don't have sensitive skin, so it ain't benefiting me. But I just think it's unfair. Charleston Zimmerman say VA fearless leader. He our leader. He leads the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and I emphasize Navy. Huh? He said, I am service connected for that scarring. Yes. Yes. So if they make people shave, people should be filing all type of VA claims and talk to, because you can't, you know what kind of bumps that come with, how painful that is? Well, does Magic Shave work? For those that have sensitive skin, because I used to remember some of the soldiers and sergeants using Magic Shade. Let me see here. Pull this up. Now, Dougie Talks. Dougie's been putting out hot fire. Don't be listening, brother. Our brother be saying, because he be kind of hating on him. Doug ain't told us a lie yet. He told me, I guarantee you that. But he said something, y'all told me, he said something cold. If they lose their job, so what? Y'all told me that blew my mind. I didn't even want to go back and hear it because I didn't want it to change the way I see Dougie. You know what I'm saying? He like the kid on the playground that talk too much. I just like to hear him, even though he's a bit annoying. Huh? So let's hear it. Let me see what y'all got in the chat here. He say no. He said, I'm a barber. And he says, Thumper says, they get 8 weeks to try to fix it. They may get another 4 weeks. They can get laser removal on the DOD. Okay. If they don't remove from, they will be removed from the service. They that cold? That's really discriminatory. Because I remember people had beards in there. I don't think that's cool. I don't know. Thanks, Dougie Talks, for his service. Thank Dougie for his service. Okay. Was he in the military? Was the Congressman Doug Collins, was he a member of the military? Somebody let me know. Magic Save doesn't work. So it doesn't work. I thought it worked. They used to wear it all the time. What's the problem with it from what y'all heard? So Dougie, famous words, just deal with it. That's what he said. Y'all threw that back up. I guess I tuned it out. Now, I used Magic Shade before. It's strong. Oh, yes. Now, let's see. He say, man, everybody in the army got a beard now. You say even the women got beards. Oh, Lord, because they did all that gender change. Oh, Betty Bob say, all right. Brother, we about to get to Dougie Talk right now. Dougie will take his football and go home before the street lights come on. Y'all, you out of control, John. Y'all cutting up. Y'all gonna have to stop beating up on Dougie. Let me share the screen with our great leader of the VA, the secretary of the VA, our leader, who's making these cuts to benefit us here in the veteran family. Y'all know why he's doing it. Huh? Y'all know why he's doing it. Come on. Y'all know why he's doing it. So here we go, family. Let's get ready to listen. Let me see if I can get this right. All right. It's time for Dougie Talks. Let me get this. Okay. Oh, did I share it? Okay, there we go. We got it on the screen. In the Gangster Lean. All right, now there we go. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to do something. Give me a second. All right. Dougie Talks. We're going to be doing fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only. Let's do this. Oh, they're going to make me kick something from the... All right, here we go. Add to the screen. Okay, I got it. Now, there we go. So let's get ready to do this here. Oh, let's see what works. You have to base coat your skin with Vaseline before you do that. Okay. He said John Thompson, Rose City D said John Thompson, man, when I'm gonna read these afterward. Let's get to the information. Let's get to the information. Listen to our great leader, okay? Let's see.
Efforts to slash government waste, the Department of Veterans Affairs is looking to cut thousands of jobs.
So make sure, let us know, give us a thumb up if you can hear him talking.
And Democrats do not like it.
They're going to gut the Department of Veterans Affairs, jeopardizing the health and well-being of millions of veterans.
I go to the VA myself, so I see every day the waiting lists, you know, the long lines to get care, how long it takes to get an appointment. All of that is going to get worse.
Cutting the VA and some of the proposals I've seen are going to hurt service to veterans. So let's agree that that's a bad idea, bipartisan. It's a bad idea to do that.
Really? But the administration says this move is necessary to get better, to get more efficient, and to get better treatment for the veterans. Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins joins us now, who also still serving in the reserves. Mr. Secretary, your thoughts about the Democrats who says it's wrong to cut back at the VA?
Now, Dougie, listen closely. Your leader's about to talk. Our leader's about to talk. He's going to break it down to you. Get ready for the game.
Well, let's take off what Ms. Logan just said. Let's all agree on something. That for the past 10 years, the GAO has reported that the VA healthcare has been at a high risk. In other words, they're high risk and on the high risk list for not only the possibility of fraud, waste, and abuse, but also in patient quality, patient care. This has been going on for 10 years. It's interesting to me that they're looking at wait times. These are things that have preceded me coming in. I've been here 4 weeks, but it's interesting that there's no solutions being proposed. President Trump brought generational change to DC, and he's saying, let's look at everything. So what we're looking at is if our system is on a high risk list, if we've had issues, and all that the government has decided to do lately is put money or people at something, then maybe we need to ask the better question is are we using our resources wisely and making sure that our department is taking care of the veteran, which is our only responsibility. So
if the 80,000 number that has come out, is that number already done? Have you already decided who to let go?
No, that is a goal that was put out. President Trump and OPM has said, let's look at a reduction in force across government. And that is a goal. That is our target. That's what we're going to begin to look at. And please, before Democrats or anybody else start on this path, this is going to be a deliberative process that's going to take some time. That's going to include career VA employees. It's going to include senior executives. It's going to include all across, even bringing in people if need be, to take a look at, are we being efficient? Brian, I can't get over the fact that for 10 years, the VA, and especially in our hospital, is listed on the GAO high risk list. But yet we have people in Congress now yelling, don't do anything. Well, let me just say that what they're saying is when they don't want to do anything, they're saying keep it the same. They're saying keep this on this high risk list, keep us in an area in which we're not making improvements in veterans care. And I'm not going to stand for that. We're going to actually make changes that actually help our veterans and put us in a position to better be efficient in what we have.
So the cuts have not been made yet, but you think you could make the VA better by leaning it out, making people change maybe job descriptions and becoming more efficient. Will you use DOGE in that process?
They're always, look, we have VA employees that are working with our DOGE liaison, especially looking at contracts and also looking at our organizational structure.
Okay, so he's going into the DOGE now. Now listen what our brother said, and we're gonna get to your Rose City D. We're gonna get y'all what y'all said. I'll get to it. John, he said, Rose City D said, John Thompson, man, when their light post stars buzzing, everybody was beating feet to get back home in the day. Yes. And he says, because he's lied, must have told, I didn't say because he lied, must have told him to. Okay. John says facts. Hold on, what happened now? Hold on. Why did this ain't moving? Okay. Okay. Now listen to what our brother say. He says, my next VA visit is in May. Oh, okay. Wow, that's kind of ways out. Now, MGS says, well, they're going back to work. The federal judge had stopped this for now. That's what I understand. Okay. Betty Bob say, I had to make my appointment in January 2025 for April 25 April appointment. That's kind of far out, wasn't it? That you think it has something to do with Doge and the way that the current Secretary of the VA is handling things? Let's continue.
This has not been looked at in a long time. A mentor of mine, Senator Johnny Isakson, who was the head of the VA committee in the Senate for a long time, made a comment almost about 8 years ago. He said that one of the biggest problems he was seeing was the VA was not money and resources. It was actually organizational structure. So I think it's really interesting for me to take a look at an organization that's grown rapidly, but yet still has issues and still has problems taking care of our veterans. We should not have a veteran have to call a senator or a congressman to get the help they need. That's a failure on our part. And we're not doing things the same way anymore. We're going to make sure we're putting the money and resources toward our veterans and getting the help they need.
So here's what President Trump said about Elon and Doge yesterday and the Democratic attacks that had followed. Watch.
The Democrats say that Elon Musk and Doge are overstepping their bounds. You're right. What Elon Musk and Doge has been able to uncover is unbelievable. Half of us did not even realize.
And stop there.
It's
because look, stop there. You just said what he's done is unbelievable. Now you could then add some. Well, but what about he's found hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fake contracts. That's a big thing. Now he's done a great job, and he's paying a price for it.
You agree?
I think, yes, I think we'll do. Let me give you two figures. You know, the Democrats have talked about how the cuts have occurred in the probation employee layoffs. These things are hurting. That's less than 0.5% of our workforce that have been laid off. I don't think that's actually, and especially non-front facing personnel. These were non-essential personnel. And which, by the way, if they happen to be caught up and they wasn't, there's an exemption that they could come back to work. Their supervisors chose not to use that exemption process in many of these cases, but also in our contracts, which their team has helped us find. We've only investigated 2% of our contracts at the VA, and yet found over $98 million when we look at this as we go forward. You know, going forward, 980 million. I'm sorry, apologize. It was a little bit more. $980 million, almost $1 billion that we're cutting now to put back into patient care and working with our benefits. And we have over almost 1.8 billion total of contracts that are just canceled going forward. That's only 2%, Brian. And when you look at our process going forward, that's the kind of things that we need to make sure the VA is efficient.
And 27% of your workforce are veterans. So I know you're going to take special care to make sure if you have to let somebody go, they've already served the country. It's got to be for the right reason, right?
Yeah, and that's the process as we go forward. Everything's going to be very deliberative going forward, making sure that we're doing what we need to do to make the VA helpful.
And so before you write that Veterans Affairs being torn up, just put an email out to Doug Collins. He'll let you know exactly what's going on. The 80,000 is a goal. It's not been done. He'll see what happens. Thanks so much, Mr. Secretary, and congratulations on the job.